Everybody's asking whether AI is going to replace key account managers. I think that's the wrong question because AI is actually making great key account managers more valuable. Not because AI can't do parts of the job, it absolutely can. It's because AI is rapidly commoditizing the parts of the job that were never your greatest source of value in the first place. Let me show you what I mean. I've spent 27 years in enterprise sales and strategic account management, and I've helped grow one strategic Amazon account by more than $9 billion. In this video, I'll show you what buyers are already telling us about the changing value of salespeople and the AI mistake that could actually make you easier to replace. And most importantly, I'll show you what I think you should do with the time AI gives you back, because it's probably not what your instincts are telling you. First, let's give AI credit. It's incredibly good at big pieces of the account manager's workload. Research, summarizing earning calls, analyzing public information, drafting emails, building first-pass presentations, meeting preparation, organizing account information, even identifying patterns we might have missed. AI has the potential to attack a lot of that administrative burden. But this is where I think people make the wrong leap. They say, AI can do many of my tasks, eventually AI can do my job. Not necessarily, because something interesting happens when technology makes a capability abundant. That capability stops being a differentiator. If every account manager has access to excellent AI research, research becomes less valuable. If everyone can generate a polished email in 30 seconds, polished emails become less valuable. If everyone can build good-looking presentations, the presentation itself becomes less valuable. AI is commoditizing information and execution, and that means the scarce capabilities become more valuable. So what remains scarce? Trust, executive access, judgment, institutional knowledge, and the ability to get 10 or 12 people across two enormous organizations aligned around something neither organization can accomplish alone. That's not execution, that's orchestration. Here's where this gets interesting. B2B buyers increasingly say they prefer doing significant portions of the buying process independently. And that makes sense. They have more information than they've ever had before. Now they have AI on top of it. But Gartner's research also points to an important tension. Buyers may prefer independence while still turning to sellers when they need help validating information, navigating uncertainty, or making sense of complex choices. They need you when information isn't enough. Think about any major enterprise purchase. There may be implementation risk, operational risk, political risk, and personal career risk. AI can help a buyer analyze the business case, but a great account manager can add something different. I've seen organizations make this decision before. Here's where they struggle. Here's the risk I don't think you're accounting for. And here's what I would do if I were sitting in your chair. That's judgment. And judgment is becoming more, not less, important as the amount of available information explodes. So I think the value equation in enterprise sales is changing. Your value used to come partly from having information. Increasingly, your value comes from helping customers determine what the information means and what they should do about it. That's a much higher value role. If you've watched this channel, you've heard me say this before. A strategic account manager is not simply a salesperson with a bigger account. You're the quarterback, you're the coordinator, you're responsible for seeing the whole field. And some of the most important work happens during the quiet periods between major opportunities. That's the white space. Who do we know? Who don't we know? What is changing inside the customer's business? Where are they trying to go? What did we promise? Did we deliver? Where can our two organizations create value that doesn't exist today? AI can help answer those questions, but somebody still has to own the answers. Someone has to coordinate your organization. Someone has to bring executives into the right conversations. Someone has to challenge assumptions. Someone has to recognize when a relationship is deteriorating. Someone has to repair trust when your organization screws up. And someone has to look beyond the next transaction and ask, how do we help the customer become more successful with their customers? At the highest levels of strategic account management, something interesting happens. The relationship itself becomes part of the value proposition. And that's a big part of what happened with Amazon. At one point, the account was increasingly vulnerable to competitors. The answer wasn't to pitch harder. We changed the conversation. Instead of focusing primarily on what we wanted to sell Amazon, we started thinking about Amazon's customers. How could we help Amazon create a better outcome for them? That changed the conversations we're able to have. Ultimately, that strategic account grew more than $9 billion. AI could have helped us analyze enormous amounts of information. And today, I absolutely would have used it. But information wasn't the breakthrough. Seeing the strategic move was. Then earning the access, building the relationships, and aligning two enormous organizations around it. That's orchestration. And AI makes that capability more important, not less. Now here's the part I really want you to remember, because this is where I think a lot of sales organizations are going to get AI wrong. AI is going to give account managers more time back. And when that happens, the instinct will be do more. More accounts, more emails, more outreach, more meetings, more activity. I think that's a mistake. If AI gives a strategic account manager 5 hours back every week, I don't necessarily want 5 hours of additional activity. I want 5 additional hours of depth. Go deeper into the accounts that actually matter. Spend time on things that may not immediately show up on an activity dashboard. Visit the customer when there isn't an opportunity to close. Build a relationship one level higher. Understand their strategy. Learn what their customers are struggling with. Prepare properly for the executive meeting instead of walking in with a generic deck. Don't use AI simply to do more work. Use AI to create the capacity to do more valuable work. That's the shift. So what should a strategic account manager actually do? 4 things. 1, give AI the desk work. Research, summaries, first drafts, meeting preparation, account plan formatting, data synthesis. Let AI accelerate the work where it's strong. Your value was never your ability to spend 3 hours formatting a PowerPoint. 2, reinvest the time into access. I call this your relationship footprint. How many people inside the customer's organization know you? How many trust you? At what levels? Across how many functions? And how dependent are you on 1 or 2 relationships? Because one of the earliest warning signs I look for in a strategic account is loss of access. That happens long before revenue disappears. 3, bring a point of view. Don't walk into the room simply carrying information. Your customer already has information. Bring a perspective. Here's what we're seeing. Here's what I think it means. Here's the risk I'd be paying attention to. Here's what I would do next. Use AI aggressively to help you prepare. But you own the judgment. And 4, and finally, own the account. Put your name on the strategy. Coordinate your internal team. Bring in the right executives. Make commitments, track them, keep them. And when your company does something wrong, own the recovery. AI can support accountability. It cannot substitute for the person the customer believes is accountable for the relationship. And this is where AI actually can make you replaceable. If you use AI to retreat from the customer, if you hide behind automated emails, if you stop developing your business judgment, if you stop building relationships because the technology can generate the next touch point for you, if you become primarily a distributor of AI-generated information, then yes, you're making yourself easier to replace because you've turned yourself into a task executor at exactly the moment that task execution is becoming commoditized. The opportunity is to move in the opposite direction, become more strategic, build deeper access, understand the customer's business better, develop stronger relationships, coordinate more effectively across your organization, become the person senior leaders on both sides want involved when something important happens. That's an incredibly valuable position to occupy. So let's pull this all together. AI isn't eliminating the value of a strategic account manager. It's changing where the value comes from. AI makes information abundant. It makes execution faster. It removes administration work. And all those things become cheaper and scarce. Capabilities become more important. Trust, judgment, access, orchestration, ownership. AI makes you faster. Those capabilities make you valuable. And if you combine the two, I believe the best strategic account managers are going to become far more valuable in the AI era, not less. If you're responsible for strategic accounts and want to build this kind of capability across your accounts or your organization, there's a link in the description to schedule a conversation with me. I work with enterprise sales organizations and strategic account managers to build the systems and disciplines that protect and grow the most important customers. And if this video was useful, subscribe. Everything on this channel is designed around one objective: helping you see reality earlier, make better decisions, and create growth before it shows up in the revenue. And since we just talked about relationship itself becoming part of your value proposition, watch the 5 levels of strategic account relationships next. Figure out where your most important accounts are today and what it takes to move them up one level. I'll see you there.